do please welcome all the way from Toronto, Canada, Miss Vicki Lovelee. Welcome back to Wish USA.
Hi.
Yeah, and this is your second time here.
Yes, I'm happy to be back.
I think you were with ARC last time. And now it is time for round two. So before anything else, Vicki, I did want to ask you, for us who don't know you who are watching, could you tell us like a quick fact or two, or basically who you are?
Okay, my name is Vicki Lovelee. I am a Chinese Canadian pop singer from Toronto. I have 4 songs that I've released so far, and I also released a virtual concert as well, so you can go check that out on YouTube.
And I'm excited to talk about that later. But first, we have to address, the obvious, the elephant in the room. As everyone always says, quarantine hit us like a truck back in March. So how has quarantine been for you, and how has it affected you in terms of music?
It's still kind of weird. I think the main thing is live music and live concerts are not really a thing right now. I remember when the pandemic first hit, I was like, how am I supposed to record my music? Because I usually go to my producer's studio. So for a little while, I actually did the production over Zoom. And then later, when the lockdown lifted a little bit, then that's when I kind of like recorded my vocals a little bit. So thank God for technology.
And I am assuming you've been writing songs, or music at least, during this whole lockdown situation?
Yes, actually my recent song that I put out called Summer is Fallin, I wrote that during quarantine. I wrote it around like April. And then I'm writing one now that I'm hoping to put out this year, April, actually.
Oh wow, so you've been staying busy.
Yeah.
So everyone has their own process in writing music, right? Everyone has their own creative process. So what's yours like? Is it melody first, lyrics first, mix of both?
It's a mix of both. I usually think of like a topic to write first, or a specific theme. And then once I have that, then I actually have like voice notes of different melodies, and I kind of like see which one kind of fits the topic.
Yeah.
And then I start playing around on the piano. I play some chords, and then you just kind of like I don't really think too much about it when I'm like writing the lyrics. I just kind of like play around on the piano and then sort of let the inspiration come to me a little bit.
And are you one of those people that can or that write music from personal experience, or can you think of an object, let's say a fish, and write a song about that?
That could be a songwriting challenge. I have yet to do something about an object, actually. That's actually really interesting.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I usually write, majority is from my personal experiences, but I do also take an inspiration from either the people around me or what's going on in the world.
Yeah, so how would you describe your genre of music, your preferred taste?
The music that I make, I would say it's like alternative pop.
And you are in Canada, so this might be a dumb question because 2 of the greatest pop singers are from Canada. You got JB and Shawn Mendes. But how does pop fit into your local scene there where you live?
That's interesting, actually, because in Toronto, I would say there's a good mix. Like, you have the jazz restaurants and the jazz clubs, and then you have stuff that's for like more rock. You have stuff that's more like contemporary pop. So I would feel like Toronto has like a good mix of everything. And I'm gonna throw in one more Canadian pop singer into the mix. Her name is actually Ali X, and she's very underrated.
Ali X.
But she's Canadian, and she's like this pop singer she's a little bit weird, but in such a cool way, and I look up to her so much. But we need more weird artists like that.
That's the best. That's the best kind of cool. I love it when you can just be weird next to a person, and it wouldn't be weird. You know what I mean? You can be weird with someone, but it wouldn't be weird. That's the best kind of cool, in my opinion.
Honestly, I feel like that's part of the reason why I want to keep on making music, is because sometimes I do feel out of place, I guess, that I feel like if I could make like a little community, or if I could meet other people who are sort of like me, that we could sort of like be this little community.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And other than music, before we head off to your first song of the night, we did talk a bit backstage on things you do other than music during quarantine. You said that you do cook, or try to.
Try. So, I was saying that I love to eat, but I'm always lazy to cook. So during the pandemic, I tried to do some more cooking, just find some recipes online. Mm-hmm. And during the holidays, I ended up making my first time ever 3-course meal, and I'm very proud of. I will probably only do that once a year. But yeah, I've been doing some cooking. I also do a little bit of painting as well, but it's all for fun.
Yeah. And you know what? For the days that you are way too lazy to cook, what are your go-to sort of fast food joints?
Sushi.
Sushi, yes. People actually dislike sushi. It's crazy.
I feel like sushi is one of those things where you either love it or you hate it, and I love it.
I don't know, but me too. I love sushi. I love fish, sushi, and all of that good stuff. And you are also Chinese Canadian, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So, how have you been connecting, if at all, with your culture throughout quarantine?
Through quarantine, I would say actually throughout the years, I guess like as I get older, I do appreciate my culture a lot more, and I'm always curious to know, for example, like our Chinese history, mm-hmm. and for example, Chinese New Year, like why do we celebrate that? So I've been trying to, over the years, just get in touch with my culture and be more proud of where I come from.
Yeah, and you see a lot of kids nowadays, right, that are not in touch with their culture at all. Yeah. And like their parents don't teach them even a bit of their language or anything from their culture. So that's good that you and me at times, we stick to our roots. But on that note, before we head over to your first song of the night, I did want to ask you, because obviously you are a musical artist, what do you find the most enjoyable about this line of work, and what do you find the most annoying about it as well?
One thing I love about music is no matter what genre it is, I feel like me personally, I can enjoy it. I feel that if I'm in a specific mood, then I would love like a certain genre. I like that, for example, with pop music, I like that it ties in with what you see as well. So like what you see in the music videos or things that they wear and things like that. So I like that it's also, you can listen to music, but I feel like you can also like see music as well, if that makes sense. So that's one thing I really like about that.
You didn't answer the second question. What do you find the most annoying? Stop trying to dodge the question.
What's annoying? I'm trying to stall time because like I'm trying to think at the same time. What is annoying about what I do? I guess it's not really annoying, but sometimes it gets a bit stressful because I'm like an independent artist and there's always a million things to do. And I feel like even though I wish I could do them all by myself, sometimes I feel a bit overwhelmed because I'm one person mm-hmm. trying to do a bunch of things. But it's a learning curve, but it's a fun learning curve.
Yeah, for sure. So I am now really curious actually to hear what your music is like. So without further ado, Vicki, what will be the first song of the evening here?
This first song is called What I Can Do. And this was such a fun song to write because, so basically I wrote it about someone who doesn't like you back, like they don't love you back.
Relatable.
And instead of like being sad about it, like I was sad about it at first, cried my eyes out, but then later I kind of like looked at it in the way that I was like, hey, like just because someone doesn't like you back doesn't mean that you're worth any less or that there's something wrong with you. Mm-hmm. Like it has nothing to do with that at all. So it was a very fun song to write, actually.
Okay, that makes me even more curious to hear this song. So, wishers, here is Vicki Lovelee performing an original, What I Can Do. Please enjoy this one and stay tuned only here on Wish USA.
Yeah, she might be good looking. Yeah, she might be smart. You think that she can turn your life into a work of art. But forget about that girl, baby. I can feel your desire. I can make you feel like your heart is lit with fire. Does her love make your head spin, or you wanna hide when her touch leaves your skin? Does it make you wanna die? Does her love make your head spin, or you wanna hide when her touch leaves your skin? Does it make you wanna die? 'Cause I can do those things to you. 'Cause I can do those things to you. She brings fun to your night. I know that's what you like. But when you're alone, I know you can't get me off your mind. So forget about that girl, baby. I can feel your desire. I can make you feel like your heart is lit with fire. Does her love make your head spin, or you wanna hide when her touch leaves your skin? Does it make you wanna die? Does her love make your head spin, or you wanna hide when her touch leaves your skin? Does it make you wanna die? 'Cause I can do those things to you. 'Cause I can do those things to you. Trust me when I say she's no good for you. I'll love you every day, and I know that you will too. 'Cause I'm just as alluring, and I am just as smart. I know that I can make your life more beautiful than art. My love makes your head spin, I can make you high. When my touch leaves your skin, I know you'd rather die. My love makes your head spin, I can make you high. When my touch leaves your skin, I know you'd rather die. My love makes your head spin, I can make you high. When my touch leaves your skin, I know you'd rather die. My love makes your head spin, I can make you high. When my touch leaves your skin, I know you'd rather die. 'Cause I can do those things to you. 'Cause I can do those things to you.
Here on Wish USA. By the way, I do love the little hand signals you've been doing and the overall vibes of the song. I thought it was amazing. We will be going straight into this next segment because I know you guys are curious. I did want to talk about this, but first, before your virtual concert stuff, we do have a few comments to go over. One of them, you do have a lot of fans in the comments. Let me just say.
Yay! I love them. I love them.
We have Elizabeth Say. Do you know an Elizabeth C?
Elizabeth C.
Elizabeth C. Yeah, she was wondering where you are throughout the whole sort of stream. He's been asking. So she is now here. Hi. Are you guys, what, friends?
That's my mom.
Oh, hello. Thank you for watching. We also have Daniel Nguyen. She's wondering, what is your favorite Shawn Mendes song?
What's my favorite Shawn Mendes song? Right now, I really like Wonder, actually.
Wonder?
Like the one that he just put out.
Yeah.
It's quite good. I quite like it, yeah.
He also says to paint your next single cover art. You could put that painting happy to use.
I
Wow,
could,
that'd be
yeah.
cool. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. And we have a few more, but we'll do one more. We
Okay.
have Daryl Jeremiah. He is giving clapping emojis.
Yes.
As well as saying, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. Like I said, Wishes, feel free to keep commenting down below any questions you might have for me or for the guests, as well as any general comments. And I would be definitely happy to read them for you guys. But on that note, I did want to talk about something that came out a few days ago on YouTube, which is your virtual concert.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So explain what like, I saw the video and it looked really professional. So what went into this sort of concert?
Oh my goodness. So the main reason why I wanted to create this in the first place was because of the pandemic, and like I wasn't able to perform, and I knew that doing something like virtual online would be kind of cool to kind of like have that virtual experience. So around back in like October was when I started to kind of put this idea together, and I actually teamed up with two other creatives from Toronto. Their names are Ziad and Kevin, and they actually helped me film and like co-direct this concert. So I'm so glad that it turned out well. We actually, the venue that we filmed at is also like locally to where I am as well. It's at a like live sound company called Shakedown. And it's so cool because like a bunch of us, like a small team of like 10 people, were all like Toronto music creatives, and we all kind of like came together to kind of like put this project together. So it was really cool. Yeah,
and it's definitely worth it. I was watching the video and I'm like, wow, this looks really like professional. You know what I mean? It was like really.
Thank you.
I know you guys are curious, so I'll show you guys a quick snippet. Here you go. This is a quick snippet of her virtual concert.
So thank you for proving me wrong. I don't believe in Murphy's Law. I thought that my heart was done. Never felt this way about love. You pushed your way through the stars. You're breaking barriers now.
Of her virtual concert. By the way, I love the outfit. It's really
Thank you.
Looks majestic. Could you explain the little crown?
Yes, sure. I made it myself.
Oh.
So a fun part, I guess, about being like an upcoming artist is you have to make a lot of your own stuff. I bought a headband from the dollar store. I painted it gold. And then the spikes, it's actually like, you know, those like barbecue skewers?
Yeah, really?
I painted that gold and I just glue gunned it on the headband.
I thought you like got it from a actual party place or something.
I should sell it so I can get some coin.
That DIY comes in handy. You know, that was great. That's great. And Angus Burger once says, "Wow, the fashion." I know, right? As you guys can see, it looks great. And again,
Yay.
You did perform your original songs here?
Yes, so I did 4 songs, all of my originals. And actually, the way I put the performances together in the order that they were in, it's sort of also like a mini storyline that's in the concert. So like from the beginning of the performance, I sort of talk about like the painful things that I kind of went through, and through each performance, I kind of take the painful experiences and I kind of grow in each song. And then at the very end of the performance, it's sort of like kind of finding that self-worth and like loving yourself at the end. It's like it's like the hurrah.
And on that note of like style, right? Because we do have one question from one of our wishers in the chat. This person says, I'm thinking of switching from journalism to fashion. Who are your style inspirations?
Ooh, okay. Fashion, hands down, a designer, Alexander McQueen. I have been so fascinated by his work for so many years. Actually a huge part of it is because he incorporates a lot of like skulls. Skulls.
Okay.
And he kind of uses that it could be skulls in like a terrifying way, but he also uses skulls in like a beautiful way.
A beautiful way. Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of interesting how he takes things that are supposed to be scary and I guess sad, and he makes them into something that's like, oh wow, it's very like majestic almost.
That's tough to do.
Yeah.
And before we head over to more on this interview, we do have one more. Daniel Nguyen says to sell your crown as official Vicki Lovelee merch.
Sell it as merch? I should. Yeah. That's a good idea. I like that.
What are your thoughts on that? Have you been wanting to make your own merch?
It's on the list. It's coming.
It's
soon.
coming. Okay. So we will be staying tuned on that. But first, Vicki, I'm dying to ask you, right? Because I wasn't there for your first go around here on Vish. How did you first dive into the music scene, the music world?
So I actually, like the first time that I guess knew what music was like ever, I was 4. I learned piano. And then later along the years, I learned some drums. Mm-hmm. And then it wasn't until, I guess when I was like a preteen, when I started to listen to a lot of pop music and pop radio stations, that I was like, oh man, I really like to sing as well. And instantly when I started to really, when I started to sing, it just kind of clicked with me. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I wrote songs ever since I was like probably like 10 or 11, but I've never showed it to anyone. I was always so afraid that like my songs aren't good, I'm not a good singer. And honestly, it took me a long time to, I guess, get here, to have the confidence to sing in front of other people and put myself out there. Mm. So I would say when I was in university, like studying for music, that was sort of like a huge thing that kind of helped me like push me forward and I guess break out of my shell a little bit.
Yeah, and on that note of breaking out of your shell, right? Because anyone can sing, anyone can learn to play the piano or the drums. What made you, but not anyone can do what you're doing and make your own music. So what made you take that extra step and dive into the music industry, making your own songs, putting it out there, making virtual concerts?
So a huge part of it was because I've always wanted to put my songs out there and I guess go down the path of like a pop singer, pop recording artist. And it was around 2019 when I guess I was just feeling really sad because I wasn't putting my songs out there, and like it was something that I just knew that like I was meant to do that. So 2019 came around and then I dropped my first song, and I still remember when I put out my first song and the way it made me feel. I was like, oh my God, like that felt, I've never felt that kind of happiness before. So ever since I put out my first song, I was like, okay, I'm going to put it my all and then just kind of see where it takes me.
Yeah, now you're here on Wish. So,
yeah,
you know, it all works out. It all works out. And before we head over to your second and last song of the night, I do want to ask you what your goals are or ambitions are from here on out as a singer and a songwriter.
So far I've been putting out singles. So I am working on my first EP. So like a little bundle of songs of maybe like 5 songs at first. But I'm very excited to put that out. Hopefully, if COVID doesn't interfere, I'm hoping I can put it out this year.
So that is another thing to look forward to. I am very excited because you have a very distinct, style of music, in my opinion.
Yes,
I think it's really cool.
Thank you.
And also your fashion, very distinct as well. So on that note, Vicki, it is now time for your second and last song of the night. So what will it be?
My second song is called Summer is Fallin, and it's my most recent single that I put out, and it's a sad song. It's about being deceived by someone very close to you. Like you thought this person wanted the best for you, but it turns out they were just using you for their own benefit.
Oh, wow. All right. Wishers, here is Vicki Lovelee performing another original, her latest one, I believe, your latest single.
Yes.
Yep, Summer is Fallin. Please enjoy this one and stay tuned for more only here on Wish USA.
under my shade. Then suddenly you turned selfish. I was defenseless, did not know what's next. I thought you wanted me, but you just use me anytime you please. Rip my roots out of bleed. Summer is falling, summer is falling, summer is falling. Now you never come my way. There's a bigger tree with greener leaves. I thought you wanted me, but you just use me anytime you please. Rip my roots out of leaves. Summer is falling, summer is falling, summer is falling. I was not raised to be a weak supporter of your ego needs. I'm sick and tired of this cruel dream. My summer is falling, my summer is falling, my summer is falling.
That definitely lived up to the hype, in my opinion. That was one of my
Thank you.
favorites. I love that. It was like, I don't know how to describe it. What would you describe the genre of that song?
I would say actually my inspiration was like a James Bond theme song.
James Bond. Okay. Well, again, it definitely lived up to the hype. And we do have a few comments before we end off your interview. We have, wow, Daniel Nguyen. How can we watch your concert? This is on YouTube, correct?
Oh yes, so you can watch the full concert on my YouTube. You can just type in my name, Vicki Lovelee, and it will just pop up there.
Mm-hmm. And we have Daryl Jeremiah. If you can learn any instrument instantly, what would it be?
Oh, saxophone. I've always wanted to learn saxophone.
Why
yeah.
that out of all of the instruments?
I've never learned instruments where it's like that uses like reeds. I want to like use I want to learn instruments that has reeds because I've never done it before.
I heard it's tough. Like you gotta blow a certain way to get it to make sound.
I want to try it. Yeah.
We also have Elizabeth C. Those eyes sing well too. Mm-hmm. Okay. And lastly, we got Daniel Nguyen. How can we keep up with your music? How can we watch the virtual concert? On that note, it is now your chance to give your social media as well as give any shout-outs you might have. So please do take the stage.
Okay, so you can find my music anywhere on music platforms, so like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, under the same name. You can just type in Vicki Lovelee, and you spell that VICKILOVELEE. So you can just find me anywhere, and same name for social medias as well.
And do you have any shout-outs that you'd like to give?
Yeah. Shout out to like everyone in the chat, Daryl, Danny, Midori Ungid, and to my mom, I guess. Hello. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, the whole squad pulled up to the live chat. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, for hopping on. For Vicki Lovelee, she was definitely an amazing artist with amazing songs. And also, please do check out, if you have not seen it yet, her virtual concert that is on her YouTube channel, as you guys can see. And on that note, Vicki, before we banish you from the Zoom conference, I do have one more question for you. If you could give one nugget of wisdom or a piece of advice to the next musical generation, what would it be?
I would say be proud of yourself and everything you have accomplished, and don't be afraid to keep learning, and keep growing.
100% for sure. I might quote you on that later for my quote of the day.
All right.
But again, Vicki Lee, thank you so much for hopping on the show. You were amazing.
Thank you for
best
having
of luck
me.
to you. Yeah,
Thank
and hopefully
you.
After quarantine, go to LA, hop on the Wish bus, and we can get you a Wish exclusive on the Wish bus.
Yes.
Yep, we're all excited for 2020 to be over. People say it's 2021 now. Nah, it's still 2020. But anyways, Vicki, again, thank you for hopping on. But please do stay tuned for more Wishers. We do have a few more things to talk about and go over. But first, enjoy a quick Wish exclusive break and stay tuned here on Wish USA.